Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Craft Hour at Pinkfresh Studio. Take two. We're live on the air, and we're eager to see you in a new way. We're going to be trying a little simpler setup this time. As you can see, our video is sponsored by our friends at Zoom who are helping us come to you. I'll remind you that we are trying things brand new again. And look, my guest is already on the air with me because we wanted to make sure that everything was going as seamless as possible. And just in the way that this all goes, I won't be able to see you all right away. So I'm waiting to join you. You're going to hear my reverb, and I'm going to fix that in just a second. So stand by. I just want to make sure that I get rid of that. Hey, let's turn that off so that I don't have to hear myself the entire time. And look, my guest is already on the air with me because we wanted to make sure that everything was going as seamless as possible. And so glad that everyone's here. Welcome to the Craft Hour. Hey, we're going to try it again. Erica is back. Erica, we tried to do this show together. And when we did the show together last time, it didn't go so well, did it? Be sure to say, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show, Erica.
Hi, thank you for having me, Jeff. Let's hope that this time will go a little bit smoother because it can hardly go worse than the last time, right?
That's true. Hey, I wanted to remind everybody that our moderator in the sky today is Heather Hoffman. She helps us have a great experience and connects with each of you to make sure that you're having a great time with us. Miss Heather, if you could let me know on Skype if everything is going well, I would appreciate it. And that way I can see who's on the air with us. So welcome. We're so glad you're here. Welcome to Craft Hour. We join you every 2 weeks. We didn't see Erica in 2021. She finished her 2020 with technological drama, and we said we're not going to bring it back. So we waited until we had one little glitchy episode with Laura Fedora. But thanks everybody for your support for that episode. It went really well. But Erica's here to bring us just a little bit of rainbow. So Erica, remind everybody why we chose to do a rainbow card and how you ended sort of on a sad note in 2020, but how we showed you a little bit of ray of light. Tell everybody about it.
Right. So last year was, 0 stars. Do not recommend for pretty much everybody, but
bad Yelp review.
The last 3 months, 0 stars, 0. But right at the beginning of December, unfortunately, my sweet mother-in-law passed away, and it was just like the final straw to everything. And luckily, I have some amazing, colorful friends who decided to throw me a little bit of pick-me-up party. Unbeknownst to me, complete surprise. 30 people got together, held a secret, and surprised me with a rainbow hop on Instagram. So it was under the hashtag Rainbows for Erica. And you got to go and check it out because it's amazing.
Yeah, please check out Rainbows for Erica hashtag. It was a blog hop where even I got to meet a lot of designers I didn't know. You have so many creative friends, Erica.
I know. I'm like, if you're not crafty, like you have to be real special to be in my life.
Well, it was our pleasure to do it for you. I hope that it brought you a little bit of light, but it definitely inspired today's episode where we're going to be channeling the rainbows again. So again, welcome to Craft Hour, everybody. Be sure to comment, connect with Heather, who is our moderator in the sky, as our Pinkfresh Studio audience. Again, we're trying a brand new setup to see if technology can be our friend this time. So far, it's going well, Heather says on my Skype feed. Remember, I don't have the chance to see your comments right away. So if you are interacting, be sure to interact with Heather, and I'll make sure that I read Heather's details. So let's go ahead and let you know that on today's episode, you'll see Erica the entire time. Her face will be on, but you can see her desktop. We wanted to make sure that the designer's desktop was completely accessible to you. And for me, well, I'll be switching between cameras. So when we go down to my desktop to see me work, you'll stay on the square that you see now. So you'll see all 3 of these throughout today's show. So Miss Erica, let's go ahead and get started with telling everybody what we're going to do today.
Okay, right. So seeing as it's take 2, and we didn't get anywhere near finished what we were gonna do last time, we are going to try this card again. So I'll try to aim it at the camera.
Yep, it looks great. It definitely screams Erica, that's for sure. And let me go ahead and do a desktop view from mine. Don't worry, everybody. We still have a desktop view, so you can see my desktop, which is good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You have a technique that you want to show us about blending, which, as everyone knows, is not my favorite, but we're going to make me like it. And we're going to be using this layered sunburst, which we're very excited about, which gives that technique that Erica loves so much. So Erica had us cut down some acetate in order to be one of the little tips that can help us have a better experience. So Erica, teach us the tips that you like when it comes to covering up and protecting your project with acetate.
Right. So I like things that are cheap and that you can reuse because I don't like waste, especially not crafted waste. So 2 pieces of acetate and a little bit of Post-it tape, so you can actually see where they are, because acetate is see-through. And then we're going to be using these to block off everything that we don't want color on. And it's just a easy way to keep your project clean in between colors, because like with this stencil as well, of course you can go the same color all over the place, but I just kind of think this one needs lots of colors. It's just, I mean, look at the back of it as well.
Yeah, it screams colors, right?
Yeah, and beautiful. So what we're going to do first of all, of course, is take a card base or a piece of cardstock. One thing that I do really love about Pinkfresh paint is that they actually blend really, really well on Nina cardstock, which not all inks do.
Okay. So when you start with a stencil, how do we know which one to start with first?
Right. So at the top of each stencil, you will see, I'm going to see if I can get this up to the camera right here. So it actually says stencil 1 and stencil 2 and stencil 3. So we're going to go in number order from 1, 2, and 3. And you layer up, if you do a 5.5 by 4.25 inches panel, you use the corners to line up your cardstock. And another cool thing, I think cool, I mean, I'm like cool as a cucumber, I want to say, but probably nobody says that these days. If with these, if you're going to do heat embossing on your panel afterwards, you don't want to use pixie spray. But if you're just going to use inks, a little bit of pixie spray can just help you get those really, really clean lines. If you don't have pixie spray or you don't want to use it, you take a little bit of like Post-it tape and you put it at the back of your panel, and then you put your stencil down to hold it in place. But despite having like rehearsals yesterday and rehearsals today, I have still not cut my cardstock into panels. So I'll just be a minute.
Okay. Well, again, welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Craft Hour. We are playing with some new technology today to make things just a little bit easier. So she's going to be cutting down her cardstock. As you can see, I'm ready to go there. Oh, are you cut? You ready to go? I got it.
Yeah.
All right. That was the quickest cutting of cardstock ever, right?
I know. At least I have my cutter down here on the floor.
So you want me to lock it in place. As you can see, I'm doing the same thing on mine. Okay. Yeah. And then we flip it over and we need to tape that down as well, right?
Yeah. So you tape it at the top and the bottom, and then you take your 2 pieces of acetate, and then you decide which section you're going to start with. So I usually start with a big section because I go from yellow all the way through to green. So we're going to use all of the colors here, all of them. And it's from Lemon Whip, Peach Fuzz, Coral Reef, Ballad Slipper, Soft Lilac, Slumber, Sky Blue, Ocean Breeze, Mint, and fresh pear. So then the fresh pear kind of ties in with the yellow, so it goes kind of like a nice smooth rainbow. Right. So your 2 pieces of acetate. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready. I'm definitely, I know what we're trying to do here. So I'm doing it, everybody. This is a great tip. And you want me to start with can you see what quadrant I'm in? I'm going to start with this quadrant. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to start with exactly that one too, because I like having a bit of the yellow. It just kind of, I don't know what it is, but it just, I think the lighter colors, they need like a slightly bigger area to kind of pop. So we're going to do that.
And we're starting with lemon whip?
Yes, lemon whip.
All right.
And then a little bit of Post-it tape here as well at the bottom, just to keep those together. And I am a big fan of the blender brushes because they revolutionize the way I ink blend, or actually like my results more like it. So take my brush, and with the blender brushes, I find that you have to show it who's the boss. So grab it like you would grab a snake, although I don't recommend grabbing a snake. Yeah. And rub it onto your ink pad, dab off the excess on the lid. And then we're going to add that color in that section, like so.
I'm liking this acetate trick. That's a good trick.
Isn't it? Because it's so cheap and it's so easy to clean up. One thing I should have mentioned as well is with a little bit of kitchen roll, I have this small roll in my craft room.
I love the word kitchen roll. We just say paper towel. I'll translate for you the entire time, Erica. Paper towel.
Okay.
All right, friends. I don't like that I don't know who's here. So that's one thing I don't like about this new setup. So I hope everybody's having fun. I'm sure it's a party without us. We're just going to keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've done the yellow. What color is next?
Right. So the next color is peach fuzz. And then you can go either anti-clockwise or clockwise, but I always go clockwise for some reason. It's like the orderly part in me that kind of likes that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then with the acetate, if they don't fit in that area that you next want to go, or the mine does, and this one, it's with the Post-it tape, it's so easy to just take them apart, replace them where you want them, and then just press down and keep it like that. Now, if you're really nervous about getting like this is going to go all over the place, you can put 2 pieces of Post-it tape here as well, so that they are not going to move.
Okay.
But we're going to move color and be a little bit quick and efficient about this, because as much as I love chit-chatting about crafting, I actually love crafting as well. So there we are. And one thing that you could do if you want to just like change things up with these stuff is that if you add more color towards the bottom, so it kind of like intensifies as you're going down, that will change the look of your card as well.
Okay. So Miss Heather tells me that we have almost 100 viewers. That almost matches the 1,000 viewers that our YouTube channel just got. Thanks to everybody for your support. That's fantastic. We have friends from scrapbook.com here. Laura Basson, Carissa Wiley, Dee is here, and the Prince of Crafting, Sai, is here. So Simon Hurley is here. Welcome, everybody. All right, what's our next color, Miss Erica?
So we're going to move on to Coral Reef.
This is a little skinny guy, so we're gonna redo it.
Yeah. So some of these colors, obviously, you're only gonna have like a teeny tiny bit. If like, can you see? So some of these are obviously a lot smaller. So you can block off 2 of these for that if you prefer, or you can do strictly 1 color per section. But I like the 2 together myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I may have just done 1, but the tiny little guy was all I did with Coral Reef. Is that okay? Or should I do the other one too?
I think it's fine. I mean, I like when people have the same supplies and the same stuff to play with, and then just kind of see like who interprets what's which way. that's one of the things that I really love about like new releases from companies. And then you see like a blog hub and you see somebody using it in a completely new way. And like, oh, I would never have thought of that. I love that.
That's the best thing about a blog hop is that, hey, we get to meet each other, get to connect as crafters, which we all need right now, that spirit of community. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Craft Hour. We are trucking along with Erica AB, who is back for her second visit. If you want to find out more about Erica and some details about how we met or some things about the technological day from you know where, be sure to check out my Instagram at Mr. Jeff Lindberg. I love connecting with each of you, but there is an IGTV where we interviewed each other after the show and found out a little bit about Erica's background. But speaking of Miss Erica, tell me a little bit about how you got into crafting. But first, tell me what my next color is after Coral Reef, please.
Right, so the next color is Ballet Slipper. So you'll like this pink. Wow, it's only the real proper pink. So want to make sure that you have a clean blender brush so you don't get any contamination. This one is not the one, so we're going to use a new one. Right, so I've always been kind of like crafty, but when I was younger, it was mostly I was even into like woodworking and sewing, and like I would grow. My sister and I grew up with a mother who would sew like dresses and things for us, like even cuddly animals and all sorts. So she was super crafty. So we just kind of, it was like a natural progression to be crafty as well. And also back in the day when I was little, there was like no social media, and you know, there was like 4 channels on TV, which makes me sound really, really old. Actually, I'm not that old, really. But so you know, we were just encouraged to be creative, and it's always just kind of been a big part of my life. But I started proper card making in 2006, and I just so happened to walk into a craft shop, looking at. It was actually artwork that drew me in. So there was these amazing paintings in the window. And I walked in and I looked around, and, you know, a painting for like thousands was slightly out of my budget at the time. But I came over to the arts and crafts section, and they had these very innocent looking little Christmas card kits that were at the time about 15 British pounds, which probably at the time like 25 to 30 dollars. And I thought, hey, that could be fun. Little did I know that that was going to escalate very quickly into like a full-blown obsession. But, you know, it started out very, very innocently. And I loved it. From the first time I opened that kit and saw what was in there, I was like, yeah, this is for me.
This is what you're going to do. What's our next color, my friend?
Oh, so soft lilac, and we're gonna go. This is gonna be quite a big part of the card. So get that color in there. Yeah. So these cards that I made, I sent them out to friends, and I mean, when I look back at some of them now, I don't have any of them yet, but you know, there's been like pictures, and you remember things. They were not very good, but I had such a great time making them. And my friends at the time were, you know, they were so encouraging. They were like, oh, we would pay money for these. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I can make some more. And then I actually started selling the cards quite quickly. And that kind of fueled my obsession a little bit as well, because it was like that validation that, yeah, the people enjoy handmade cards. And I saw how happy it made friends when I made them something specifically for them with like their names on it or something that they had an interest in. And it just kind of, it just made me really happy, both the card making and the sending, and then selling something to someone and they were just so happy with it. It was like a 3-fold level of happiness. So I was hooked. Several thousands later.
I know, I was ready to say, and how's your budget now? Everybody in the comments, be sure to tell us how you got into crafting. We want to hear it as well. It also helps you connect to getting a great gift card because, as you know, Heather Hoffman, our moderator in the sky for the Pinkfresh Studio audience, which is you, is moderating and connecting with us. I see that a lot of you are here and contributing to us. Again, we at Pinkfresh Studio are so happy to have you on the Craft Hour, celebrating our 10,000th subscriber. Oh my gosh. You can do us a favor by telling everybody that you're watching the Craft Hour. So right now, jump on your Instagram and share the good news of what's going on. Erica and I would love to meet them as well. Erica, let's move on to our next color after soft lilac. What's next?
Lumber.
Slumber. All right, onward.
Mm.
Okay, I gotta tell you, Erica, this, and I'm right at the 6 o'clock, by the way. I don't know if you can check your Zoom really quick. You can see that I'm at 6 o'clock for my slumber. Is that about right?
Well, so if for me it would be like 7 o'clock because I did the 2 with, but that should be about right because you only did the 1 little coral reef.
Right. So I'm 1 behind you, but that's great.
You are, yeah. So
All
you
right.
might go with your next color. Well, not your next color, it'll be like your second next color. So ocean breeze, you might have to do like 2 or maybe 3 to kind of catch up because otherwise you can have a gap.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna go in with this amazing blue. I love everything blue.
Yeah, people were asking on the last episode with our friend Laura Basson, where we stripped live on the Craft Hour, what our favorite colors were. And I was saying that the blue family at Pinkfresh Studio is one of my favorites. It's so many shades and such a powerful color with high impact. The inks are so strong, which is good.
I love
I
that.
gotta remember to dab off, everybody. I'm trying to correct for a little bit of dabbing that I didn't do, but it'll catch up. And as we know, Pinkfresh Studio inks catch to paper by seeping in a little bit later, so your colors become more vibrant as you come along. All right, so I'm not going to double up on this one, but on my next one, you're going to want me to do 2, you said? No, you want me,
no, because yours
to wait.
Be quite a big one. So sky blue is the next color. So just do the 1. And then for your like 8 and 9 o'clock, which is ocean breeze, do 2 sections. And then we should be relatively caught up. Yeah.
Awesome. And let me jump back on camera really quick.
In between each color as well,
And I haven't been cleaning off. That's a good tip. I should be doing that. Let me say hi to everybody again. Hi, welcome back to the Craft Hour. We just got great news. So as you know, the Pinkfresh Studio is run by amazing female executives, which always delights me. I'm happy to be on their team. Kennery is the owner and CEO of Pinkfresh Studio, and she just sent Heather a fantastic bit of news for everybody. So I don't want everybody to get too excited, but we've got a lot to celebrate at Pinkfresh Studio. We've got 10,000 viewers and subscribers, which is fantastic. This show has over 100 viewers, which is a big time for us. And because each of you joined us today, and because each of you are playing along in the comments, guess what? Kennery, our big bad CEO, just told us that we'll be giving away $50 today to celebrate our 10,000th subscriber. So Erica, you're on a very special episode. I feel like Drew Carey on The Price is Right. This is awesome. So we're going to be giving away $50 to Pinkfresh Studio. And oh my gosh, there's some fantastic sales this weekend, by the way, too, which is awesome. Kennery, everybody. Everybody, you got to say hi to our favorite boss babe, Kennery. She's in the chat. Say hello. She's one of the sweetest people ever. In fact, let me throw in honor of our, I got to stop talking or we're going to be out of time. A year ago, I met Kennery and the Pinkfresh Studio team. I don't know if you can see that well enough. Here, I'll put it on the other camera and then we've got to get it back to ink blending because we got a lot to do. We don't have time to chat so much. Erica, we've got to stop chatting so much, which is dangerous for us. Look at that. That's Kennery, everybody. Heather, the moderator in the sky. Leah, our amazing leader. Laura Basson. And of course, the amazing CEO of Lawn Fawn and me. Oh, all right. All right. Moving on. That was a year ago, believe it or not. We were all traveling to Arizona. Okay. So what is my next color? I'm already blanking. It's my second blue, which is what?
Sky blue.
Sky blue. All right.
Yeah. So you, yeah, just do that one big one. I'm going to carry on, and you'll hopefully catch up.
Yes, please. That was too big of a news not to share. I had to interrupt the show.
Of course, I mean, I'm like, hey Siri, send message to hubby to comment.
To comment, right?
$50.
That's a lot of money, and that can go really far at Pinkfresh Studio, which is awesome.
I'm loving all these female-owned companies as well, and giving opportunities to other females to kind of really show power.
Yeah, I've always really enjoyed working for female leaders. I work for female leaders at Disney, and I work for female leaders here at Pinkfresh Studio, which is awesome. All right, so we are going to double up. The rainbow is definitely connecting. We've got a lot of rainbow pop. We're on stencil 1, and we're 24 minutes into the show, so I'm a little bit nervous on our timing.
Yeah.
We're gonna truck along.
Up a little bit, yeah. So for your next color, which, well, actually both of us, next color, Ocean Breeze, you're gonna need to do 2 sections.
Yes.
And that's your, yeah, so that should hopefully bring you up to even coverage for everything at the end there. But if we don't actually finish these cards, I have pre-cut some sentiments to I was kind of hoping to speed things along a little bit, but I don't be smart. But when you're having fun, time just kind of flies.
Right, right. All right, so I'm doubling up on this one.
Yeah, cool. Good. Okay. If you want to make these cards faster, it is obviously a lot faster to just do 1 color or like maybe 2 or 3 colors. But I really do think that this stencil is perfect for a shimmery, glittery rainbow.
That's awesome. And we just got permission from our leadership team that we might run a little bit over and just try to finish the card. And for those that have to leave, we can catch you in the replay, which is great. Again, thanks for participating. I hope that you're sharing the good news, that we're having a great time over here, and sharing on Instagram that you're watching the show. Be sure to tag Erica and myself. I'm going to do just 1, or am I doing 2 on this next one after Ocean Breeze?
You might need to do 2 again because we've only got 2 colors left and you've got 3 spaces.
Yes.
Yeah, so you might need to do 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but should be fine. Should be fine. No problem. Fine. Yeah.
Friends, I can't tell you enough. This acetate idea really does make me more confident. I highly recommend using it as a tip, which is great. What's my next color? Fresh pear?
No, mint.
Mint.
So fresh pear is our last color because it's a more yellowy green, so it will tie in with our lemon whip.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna add that color. And yeah, I have been doing this acetate sheet for years now, and it's just one of those things where you don't really do something for such a long time. It's such almost like second nature that you don't even think about that. Oh, this is actually a pretty smart tip. Somebody else might actually like that. But
sure.
Until somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos that is such a clever thing. And I was like, doesn't everybody do this? And then I realized, no, not everybody does this. But here you have it on the Craft Hour with Jeff and Erica. Acetate sheet for the win.
That's right. And a great kickoff to 2021. I love it. This is great. All right.
Like
and
everybody
so,
craft hack, right?
Craft hacks. All right. And now I'm getting ready to do my last color.
Perfect. So that should be fresh pear.
Oh, whoops. I only did 1 there. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. That should be 2. You told me to do 2, and I just did 1.
Oh, so, did you block the other one? Oh, yeah. You're gonna need to have that one because otherwise it's gonna look a little bit strange. Right.
Yep. All right, and that was mint. What am I doing?
Yes. So if you missed one, yeah, go back and do mint. And I'm going to finish off with fresh pear, which is going to be your top one, 12 o'clock.
Okay.
12 o'clock? I mean, 12 o'clock.
So I want to know in the comments, how many people are brand new to the craft hour? If you've never been to the craft hour before, tell Heather all about it. We'd love to know who is joining us for the first time. And of course, we'd love to hear about how you started crafting, or more importantly, our new question is, what's some favorite craft hacks that you use that maybe we can use in the show? And if you're watching this on replay, be sure to check out that conversation in the comments by leaving a comment. All right. So I'm now moving on to my last one. Let me hold that up and just show you how good this is looking, which is great. And then I have one more green to go to catch up to Erica.
Yep.
So Erica, I don't know if a lot of people know that you are not here in the United States. Tell everybody where you're calling us from.
I am on the sunny coast of Spain in Valencia, which is right on the Mediterranean coast.
Valencia, Spain. So what time is it in Valencia, Spain?
It is 6:30 p.m. So it's starting to work here actually, but we had a gloriously sunny day today, and we were out walking today, and we thought it was going to be a little bit colder than it was, but we were a little bit hot by the time we came home actually. So it was it's quite lovely for middle of January to be able to go out and sort of say, oh, that's a lot warmer than I expected. It was actually kind of t-shirt weather.
Oh, nice.
Which lives in Orlando, I guess it's not a big deal, but
well, everybody teases us. Simon Hurley was actually making fun of me, but it's been in the 40s and 50s here, and it's been kind of cold in the morning. So we definitely have had some chilly mornings. All right. So moving right along, we're half hour into the show. And what's next?
Right. So now that we got all our colors, we're going to leave the stencil on top, and we're going to add stencil number 2 right on top of it. So make sure that the stencil 1 and stencil 2 goes onto the same place. Although I suppose it doesn't actually matter. You can just go kind of willy-nilly. But I layer them up so that the stencil 1 and stencil 2 overlap each other. And then there are little corner marks on the parts where you don't have an actual corner. So if you're looking at this bit here, that is obviously a corner you can line up with this corner. And then on the other side, there's no corner here, but there is a corner marking. So you can line it up with your card base. So it makes it so easy. But you might need to add a little bit more post-it tape on the back, because this is going to slide around otherwise.
Okay, so this is stencil 2, you said, right?
Yes, stencil 2. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to finish this off with either sparkle or glimmer. Both work. But with these,
let's hold on just one second, if you don't mind. Everything's going great. We just want to catch up with some comments really quick. And I think some questions for you are coming in. So I'll come back live to this camera. First of all, we have that Michelle Schmidt, Lothar Lorene, Susan, Cindy, Sherry, Deborah, Diane, all first time. Welcome. So glad that you joined Erica's first episode, which is great. Amanda is loving being a first time blender with us, and she's a first time viewer. So Amanda, welcome to the show. This is the Craft Hour. I'm your host, Jeff Lindbergh. It's a pleasure to meet you. And someone is asking if Erica has always lived in Spain. So really quick, before you answer that question, I'm going to fix my stencil. And do we follow the same color patterns again?
Yes. So we're going to be doing exactly the same color over exactly the same areas. But what I was going to say was, because in order to keep your stencil in place, you want to take a little bit of post-it tape again. I love this stuff. And you want to place it on the front of your stencil, and then make sure that everything stays in place. Fold it over so that it holds everything in place, because otherwise, if you just do it on the front or the back, it's not going to do anything.
Okay, I don't know if I followed all that, but the good news is I am tracking a little bit. So
Okay.
we're just
Well,
basically,
to do. So, you want me to do that again? So take your post-it tape, put it on the front or the back, secure it down, and then fold it over
yep.
and secure. So there's going to be, it's going to be, where's the camera? There it is. So you see like this. So on the front and the back.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
I'm tracking. People want to know, how are the chicas doing? And for those of you who don't know, Erica, tell us what that means when you say chicas. We don't just mean the ladies living in Spain with you. And
Yeah.
Miss Tamp says it's her second show, and she had the strip show as her first show with Laura Basson. You guys, that was a fantastic episode of the Craft Hour, despite the issues with technology. Be sure to check out that card as well as the video and replay. All right. So first of all, the first one was people want to know about Spain. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm originally Swedish. Well, I'm half Swedish, half Finnish. So my father is Swedish and my mother is Finnish. But I grew up in Sweden until the age of 19, where I moved to America for a year. And then after that, I moved back to Sweden for a little bit. And then I moved to England. And from there, I actually met my husband at that time as well.
Now with this, really quick, with this lemon whip, am I doing just one or two?
No, so in this one, wherever there's yellow, you do both, or whatever color is showing through, you do both of those areas. So you can see, I was gonna say, you can see here, but you can't see it through the acetate actually. It's we're going to ink blend over the two rays that are yellow. So in whatever area you're going through, if there's two showing, pink or blue or green, you're covering that entire area. So block off everything else.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I have since lived in England and in Wales, in Belize, in Denmark, Poland, and now in Spain.
Wow.
Yeah.
What country probably taught you the most about yourself as a woman of this world? Where did you really feel like you understood who you were as a woman and living in the world? What country were you in?
Well, I think actually the first time that I kind of really began to feel very comfortable in my skin was during my year in America. But that had a lot to do with the fact that I was quite bullied as a child. So I never really kind of felt like I had a space where I could be myself without being picked on. So when I left to go to America, there was, nobody knew me before then. I went to live as an au pair with this amazing American, obviously, family. And they didn't know me beforehand. So I could just be who I was. And it kind of helped me really find my feet and discover who I was away from all that negativity and being told that I wasn't good the way I was, and nobody's gonna like me because maybe or whatever, so that's where I really kind of felt that my personality really got established, if you like. But I think
because we definitely know you as personality plus and confident and able to joke with yourself and able to show sides of yourself that some people don't feel comfortable saying in their humor. So I love that your travels have given you that confidence. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I think it also kind of helped that once I got away from the people who were so intent on bullying me and trying to put me down, I realized that who I was as a person is not actually as horrible as they were trying to make me feel. And, that I was actually kind of all right. But it's really hard when someone, or actually several people, are constantly telling you that you're ugly, you're fat, you're horrible, you're blah, 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 whatever, So it's just one of the reasons why I loved my year away so much is because I had that time to really discover who I was and kind of get that acknowledgement that I wasn't a horrible, ugly person. People actually liked me for who I was. And that is something that I will always be super, super grateful for. But it's kind of, some of this has come with age as well, is that, I don't take myself overly seriously.
Sure.
If you see my Instagram stories, there's days where, I come on there and I'm like, whoa, I forgot to brush my hair today, or even check what I look like before I came on there. But, oh, well, here we are,
Isn't it so interesting that really at the end of the day, those bullies, and believe me, growing up in my Virginia hometown, I definitely had that as well. But at the end of the day, isn't it really interesting that those bullies, those people that are in your life with negativity, all they're doing is giving you the greatest gift. And the greatest gift is to reshape who you are and to make you more powerful. So it's actually counterintuitive to all the things that they think that they're giving your life. And you certainly don't know it when you're in the walk, but as you continue down the path and have some time to reflect, you realize that, those people don't matter and stuff, which is great. People want to know, people are saying that Erica is such a ray of sunshine and that they're so thankful for her being brave enough to share that story. Oh, Erica, I'm glad that you're able to share that story as well. Lori would like to know if you've ever had snow.
If I've ever had what? Oh, I mean, yes, I have. And the reason I say is because it's just for me, it's a no-no because I really don't like it. But my whole family, when I was growing up, they loved it. I was the only one who didn't. There's something about the texture
that bothers you a little bit.
Oh, think slimy slugs. That is the best way I can describe how I remember them tasting. And let me tell you, that is not great to put in your mouth. No.
Oh, gosh. And you're saying that about snow? Snow makes you feel that way?
No, slugs.
Slugs. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, no snow. I mean, I love snow. Probably not, like eating it now. But no, still is no. So I'm very un-Swedish in that way. But I love certain parts of Sweden, or like my Swedishness a lot, but still.
People would like to know how many languages you speak, and we still have to answer the question about chicas, but first tell me what my next color is, because I can never remember.
Oh, where are you at? So the next, have you done purple?
I've done soft lilac.
Yeah, slumber is your next one, so blue. Okay. The first blue. So the chicas are my little rescue doggies, and the reason we call them chicas is because they are actually from Spain. But when we adopted them, we were living in Denmark, and they, because I'm one of those crazy dog people, they had their own Instagram account as well.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, did you not know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I overly advertise because it is kind of like, wow, you're one of those people. I am one of those people. But it was more for sort of because we have family and friends all over the world, and a lot of them are quite sort of invested in finding out about the girls and stuff, and something that I just kind of decided after a while, because I used to share them a lot on my like actual sort of regular Instagram, but I decided to kind of put them on their own instead, because somebody did say once that I'm sharing too much of the girls, and for some reason or another, I did take that to heart, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't usually kind of listen to what other people say, as my husband can attest. Right. But it was something about it that just kind of, it just really rubbed me the wrong way. So I set up their own Instagram account, and they have so everyone who follows me who are invested in them can go to @thecheekychicas and follow along on that road instead. But yeah, they're my little rescue girls, and they are so funny, the little cutie pies, and I love them dearly.
That's so awesome. All right, what's my next color? And I believe for me, this is just a single. What is this one?
So is it your next blue? Sky
Yep.
blue.
Okay.
Sky blue. Yeah. Okay. Languages. So I speak Swedish and English fluently. And then I do speak a little bit of German. I was fluent at one point, but it's kind of gone away a little bit because I haven't used it in many, many years. And I can speak a bit of Danish, and a teeny tiny bit of Polish, only really enough to kind of be polite and say I want this in the shop and things like that. Polish is a very difficult language. And I'm learning Spanish because we are, in fact, staying here forever.
Oh, Hazel Harper and the mailman are fighting. So sorry about that, everybody. All right, so we are moving on to my last blue, which is what?
Oh, your last blue. No, didn't you? Did you skip Breeze? Or is that blue to you?
No, I have to double up on my last breeze, which is Ocean Breeze, right?
All right. Yeah. So and then was there another question? So languages and the chicas and.
Yeah, a question from one of the viewers is, are you stacking stencils or switching out each layer as you move on?
For this one, we're stacking, but you can switch them out. And this is one of the things that I love about these is that there are so many possibilities. You can do one, or you can use all three, or you can do two, or and one at a time, or stack. So many options.
Oh, well, I think that's why the viewer is asking. And because you may not be able to see my desktop, I don't have two stencils on right now. I have one stencil on.
Oh, you're a rebel, Jeff. I did say to label.
Oh, okay. Well, mine may not turn out that great, but everybody watch Erica's.
It will still turn out great. And I think it's actually kind of fun that we're doing slightly different, but using the so good for you. Ooh.
All right.
So on to mint.
Mint is next. Great.
Yeah, mint. And how are we doing? Oh, 45 minutes.
Yeah, we might skip this last stencil, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we need to kind of just wrap this up a little bit. Luckily, I have a few cards already pre-made that I can show, like the different ways that you can finish these cards off, because I mean, I am not obsessed with this stencil at all.
Oh, yeah, right. We've seen how many you have, which is, it's a good one. It's very you, and it's definitely a dynamic way to give a lot of color burst options. All right, so my next color is mint.
Yeah, so if you green, it's mint first, and then you're finishing off with fresh pear, which I love that green. It's such an amazing green. You know, when you just kind of, I'm usually not a green kind of person at all. I'm, you know, you obviously need green for like greenery and things like that, but fresh pear, I find myself reaching for that all over the place for all sorts of different things, and I love it. Love it.
Well, I love that we're realizing that there's so many options and versatility with this the sunburst, and that you don't have to use all three in order to get the technique.
Oh no, absolutely not. And as I said, I have made a fair few cards with this already. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna show all of you while Jeff is finishing off. So what you can do is then use the last stencil on top of this, Either you take them all off and then you add the last stencil on its own, or you just stack them, do whichever way, whichever works for you, go for it. And you can heat emboss. So this one I have heat embossed with gold, glimmer gold, and it adds a fantastic sort of textured gold to it. Then if you're going for a more masculine card where you still want colors, do the last layer with black. It gives a really sort of graphic and bold look. I mean, this obviously works with, you know, for females who kind of like a little bit more of a like kapow look as well. And on this one, I have actually used, for the first layer, the lightest color. And then for the second layer, I've gone in with this first darkest. Is that the way to describe this?
Right.
So the first and the second color in the color families, and then finished off the third layer with just black all over. And yeah,
just like, yeah,
results.
and just like we heard you say, Heather is definitely affirming, and people should know that this set is designed to use solo as well. So the good news is, as you can see from our projects, and because of where we are in time, with only about 11 minutes left, it's definitely one of those things where we don't have to do the third stencil as well.
No.
So again, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I love how everyone's reacting to what they're looking like. I guess it would help if I switch the camera back over. I used to have these fun little buttons that I could click, but now I've got to use my mouse. So again, we'll continue to grow Craft Hour and make it exactly what you need. Thanks to everybody for sticking with us with some of the technological issues the past couple of weeks. I'm hoping my friend Laura Basson will come back and be on the show again after that. But again, it's one of the highest rated videos we've ever done, so be sure to check it out. Okay, so the Starburst is going to have some white in it, unless you think of something. Is there something we should press on with?
Well, I tell you what, I think at this point in time, given that we're a little bit pressed for time, we should probably move on to our sentiments. So okay. I have actually pre-cut Hello Friend using this amazing set. I love this set. It's such a great one. So this is the phrase builder Hello, and I've cut out the both the shadow and the actual word itself. So the shadow I've done in black, and then the actual word in white. So it's going to kind of, again, just help with that graphic look, which I love that so much, in case that wasn't obvious. So we're going to glue these together. And another thing that I really like doing is stacking these so that you get a little bit of like dimension.
Right.
It's just really fun. It just kind of elevates your cards a little bit, but without actually doing much to it. It's yeah.
The dimension is fantastic. You know, Jennifer McGuire and Laura Basson have taught us that dimension is life. But the drop shadow is really what you love about that, is that it just takes your cards up to a notch to be able to have that nice drop shadow in it, which is great. I decided to use, and Heather will post what it is, this fantastic set, which is the Phrase Builder Happy Holidays version. Right before I put it away for the year, we are going to combine Happy New Year with Season's Greetings, and I decided to try New Year Greetings. So that's going to be mine.
I'm loving the card stuff that you used for that. Where's that from?
That is from our friends at Concord and Ninth, which we love. As you know, Eric and I are proud ambassadors for Concord and Ninth as well. We did a great holiday episode together. And I'm going to channel my inner Laura Fedora, and I'm going to make my card base. It is going to be a Dove grayish cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, which also is a great friend of the show. And then maybe at the end, I'll jump on and see if I can look on YouTube and talk to y'all directly. And Eric and I can interact with you. Heather, you have done a fantastic job moderating today. It is definitely not easy talking to me as well as ensuring the show is moderated. So everyone, give a shout out to the amazing Heather Hoffman. You can check out her episodes on Facebook Live, one of the fantastic leaders over at Pinkfresh Studio as well. All right, I'm going to cut this down really quick. Miss Erica, I'm going to just start doing my thing, if you don't mind, meaning my, I'm going to just make it my own type deal. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. That's another thing that I really like crafting is that you take an idea and you share it with somebody and then they sort of put their own spin on it. It's all about sharing and kind of evolving, I think.
Right. What I'm doing is I'm just giving a quarter cut on each side to get it some more, give it a panel look. In fact, I may take it down one more, although greetings is kind of big.
Well, I don't think it's going to matter if it sticks out, actually, because it might even make the card pop even more. Because it's still going to be like within the card size parameter, isn't it?
Yep. So I'm going to go for it, sis. You're making me feel brave.
Well, go, Jeff. I definitely think you should.
Hang in there, everybody. We'll come back to y'all. This is us trying to land the plane in time really quick.
Yes, let's do it. Right, I'm going to be using a little bit of black cardstock, I think, to kind of frame this. That's another great tip if you want to make your colors pop even more, is add a black frame. It's sort of counterintuitive because you think black is kind of sucking out your colors, but if anything, it actually makes them pop even more when you use it correctly. You know, too much black and it all kind of goes a bit, oh.
Friends, I don't want you to be jealous, but I can smell my home kitchen. Dan is definitely downstairs cooking us an amazing lunch. It's lunchtime here in Orlando, and the house is smelling fantastic.
Oh, I am a little bit jealous of that, actually. But then I can always eat.
Great.
Sorry, I have a bit of a cold going on still. Sinus is having quite recovered from all the excessive crying of 2020.
Well, sister, we've got to have a better 2021 ahead, and rainbows are going to help us do that. All right, so I've popped up my panel there.
Yeah.
Just to get some dimension, and I'm going to try. Make sure that I got that right. Just a little bit off, but I wanted to have sort of a vintage like postcard look, so I'm going to try to do a catty corner situation here. How are you doing on your end?
I am going to puzzle my pieces together, and then I just need to add this whole shebang to a card base, and I'm done.
Yep. Ooh. All right, friends, I'm going to leave it sort of like that, and I'm going to get just in a little bit of trouble with the team for not finishing the card, but you can tell. But the reason that I want to leave it here is because I want to say hi to each of you a little bit before we end the show, and I think I can do that with watching, and then I want to make sure that we pay attention to what the moderator wants me to say. So we'll flip back to my camera view here. Hey, everybody. Gosh, it's been fun, and it's been fun to not have a lot of technological issues. I will tell everybody, maybe I'll show you a behind the scenes clip, but one of the other things that I fixed is that I bought a 250-foot Ethernet cord that is running from my downstairs dining room, living room, through the kitchen, up the stairs, and through the 2 bedrooms, and into this one to make sure there's no Wi-Fi issues. So there, our house does not look pretty right now. But at least it helped you. Hey, everybody, Carol is here. Oh, gosh, Carol, you're always so good to us. Sylvie is here. I just am so happy to see so many new faces, and over 115 of you are here on the show. That must be the charm of Miss Erica AB joining us. So let me read some of my comments from the boss. We have our winners, so get ready as we announce that. And it looks like there are 2. So we do have 2. Okay. Did you announce them? I think you've already announced them. Yes, it looks like we have already announced that Patty and Susan have each won $50 gift cards in celebration of today's live, as well as in celebration of Pinkfresh Studio, this channel reaching 10,000 viewers, which is fantastic. So, hey, congratulations to our two winners, Patty and Susan. Patty and Susan, be sure to say hi to me on Instagram so that I can feature whatever you buy. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So that's awesome. All right, let me see if I can get rid of your desktop. Go ahead and say goodbye to your desktop really quick. And that way we can get your face nice. Remove. Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Don't report her though. It said, do I report her? No, we're not kicking her out, YouTube. We're not kicking her out. We just wanted to get 2 frame shots really quick. Erica, I can already feel that this new year is going to be fantastic because the energy that you give is so fantastic. Remind everybody where they can see you when you're not appearing with me on Craft Hour.
Right. So I am also here on YouTube. You can search for Cacao Craft by Erica. And I'm mostly active on Instagram under Erica_Cacao Craft.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have a lot of projects coming up?
Yeah, going to whole rambling about. I have a ton of new videos actually coming up because it's also it's new release week for another company I'm doing, and I always kind of like spew out videos at this time of the month. But I am committing to this year to doing more regular YouTube videos and also trying to master the old Instagram reel, which is a new thing for me.
Oh, so, goodness. Yeah. I want to know that. Leave in the comments if you have mastered Instagram Reels. I know our Prince of Crafting, Simon Hurley, has gotten used to it, but my goodness, I have not. I don't even want to start. I've started a new layout on my Instagram. I used to do a trio patterning system, but that really started to delay how I could feature cards. It was fantastic. It looks fantastic, but I just, keeping up with social media, that's another full-time job in itself, right?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Erica, anything that we can't be at Creativation together, but it was a pleasure to be able to spend the new year with you again, just like I did last year. That was the first time where I actually got to know you a little bit better. We should have had more dinners, but we were all at different dinners, so it was hard to meet everybody. So yeah, next time.
A month's worth of activities squished into like not even a week, so it's very intense, but next time.
So everybody, I don't know if you heard me say this last time, let's treat 2021 with the power that it deserves, right? I'm deciding to echo the positive. I'm not going to live in the negative for 2021. We don't know what life is going to give us. We might as well shape it into the being and the purpose that we want it to be. So I love that each of you have joined me. Stay connected with each of us and know that Erica and I love interacting with our followers. So be sure to say hi. If you're catching us on the replay, make sure that you leave lots of comments and love. And tell everybody about Pinkfresh Studio. It's an amazing company with amazing female leaders who care about you and have great releases coming up. There's a fantastic release that Erica and I are prepared for, and we can't wait to show it off to you at the end of the month, which is actually now. It's already coming.
No, I'm not part of that release. I was part of December release.
Got it. Well, I'm excited to show you, and all of us at Pinkfresh are as well. Erica AB, thank you for being on the Craft Hour. Thanks to each of you for joining us. This is our official sign off for another great hour. Congratulations, Erica, on a successful show. I know you don't drink, but here's to you. Cheers to 2021. Echo the positive, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye. You're going to keep waving for me as I try to find out how to end the YouTube live. We could be here all day, everybody. We could be here all day. Bye, everybody. See you in 2 weeks with my next episode in 2 weeks. Kathy Zilski joins the show. Can't wait for another good time.